There's no doubt about it. Projects that were once accepted as pipe dreams or impossible feats are coming out of nowhere and starting to be manufactured thanks to the fortunes of people like Elon Musk. Neuralink is a very ambitious project, but because of its nature and the fact that it seeks to enter a field that so far is private, many experts say the tycoon and his competition must regulate certain issues, or they could be in serious trouble. What is behind the idea of inserting a neurochip into the minds of the world's population? Is it to help humanity, or will the invention be destroyed in yet another system of control and repression? Although the company claims that Neuralink was made in order to support people's efficiency, as well as improve their health and spectrum of life, some experts comment that the world's richest man is forgetting the most important thing: regulating his invention to ensure the protection and privacy of those willing to have the chip implanted. Let's learn a little more about it. The ability to merge technology with the human body is something out of a science fiction movie. Having robotic prosthetics, machines that refine our senses, and more is a reality that humans of generations past only dreamed of obtaining. However, they are now a reality that is slowly taking shape, adapting to our world. Proof of this is what happened on the 6th of July, when Synchron, a rival of Elon Musk's Neuralink, implanted its first brain chip in the United States. This was done with the permission of a patient suffering from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. The aim of this action? To enable man to communicate with others through his thoughts. Similarly, the company also aims to be able to send emails, text messages, and even make online purchases. Although Synchron has become the pioneer in chip implantation, Neuralink has shown that it can perform the same test on experimental animals, so news of its first implanted chip is expected to be announced very soon. On the other hand, we cannot forget that some companies have already been involved in incorporating subcutaneous chips, which allow the user to pay for purchases in certain establishments by simply twisting their wrist. These implants have become very popular in recent months, especially in countries such as Sweden, where people use them to pay, access their workplaces, and even get on public transport. 2018 will go down in history as the year Musk made his first statements about chips and implants placed directly into the brain. All this claiming that, if the technology was developed, they could repair motor function in people with injury. By then, Synchron had been on the market for a couple of years and was given the green light by the US Food and Drug Administration, FDA. With that permission, trials began to create the brain-machine interface that today has finally been successfully tested on a human. The person behind the project is Max Hodak, co-founder and former president of Neuralink, who left Musk's company in 2021 to join a competitor. So far, we have only seen the benefits of the chip and brain implants, but if there's one thing to talk about, the infringement of neuro rights. This newly created term has emerged alongside such technology and refers to the set of rules and laws that seek to prevent the manipulation of the mind through these instruments. Quote, "Advancements in neuromedicine are very important, but we must protect our rights. It is dangerous not to do so, as we may suffer some kind of manipulation in which our ability to decide and understand is affected, annulling the freedom of the individual," Chechu Osin said, who is the senior scientist at the CSIC Institute of Philosophy. Now that we know part of the plans that Musk and Hodak want to carry out, we ask you, do you think their vision will achieve the success they seek, or will their invention join others that have fallen by the wayside? While you ponder these questions, let's continue with today's topic. Thanks to statements made by spokespersons for both companies, it is known that the main goal of the two projects is to apply this technology in the field of medicine through open communication between brain and machine. In the field of health, science has provided several surprises that have improved the quality of life of many people around the world. However, it is tried to make it clear that the privacy of neuronal activity is sacred. Or at least, that is how scientist Brian Strange, a researcher at the Biomedical Technology Center of the Polytechnic University of Madrid, sees it. Quote, "At the moment, most techniques in the field don't give you information that is highly regulated in space and time. With implants, this is going to change in 10 to 20 years. Pathological activity in Parkinson's through brain stimulation. The problem is that the information you receive is very personalized, and this can be an invasion of privacy. With these arguments, supporters of the implants have realized that if a chip is implanted worldwide, the security of brain activity could be at risk. Not only from mind manipulation and thought impersonation, but also from the infringement of other neuro rights. So far, no country, with the exception of Chile, has begun to regulate this activity. In the case of Spain, the nation has set out to protect citizens through a Charter of Digital Rights, which was presented to the government last year. Despite these attempts, it has been found that the document only contains a series of recommendations and advice on the practice. Quote, "It is not enough. It is simply an analysis, not a law," said Santiago Mediano, president of the Robotics and Artificial Intelligence section of the Madrid Bar Association. Along with these words, he added that the problem is already a fact in society, and that they need to regulate their activity as soon as possible at a constitutional level. In addition, Santiago himself assured that he has already received clients in his office who are concerned because they claim that their mental integrity has been violated. On this basis, the lawyer argues that at least the 5 basic neuro rights proposed by neuroscientist Rafael Yuste, director of the Brain Project, should already be exercised today. These are: 1. The right to personal identity. This is intended to respect the conscience of each individual. 2. Free will, so that neurotechnologies do not take control of users' decisions. 3. The right to mental privacy. The data obtained from the reading of brain impulses should be private. 4. Equal access to brain enhancements. 5. The right to protection against prejudice, to avoid discrimination among the population. If pessimistic scenarios about these developments are to be avoided, it is clear that special safeguards and protections against hacking need to be built into brain chips. If this is not done, the challenges ahead for this technology will become ever greater. With that final comment, we come to the last part of the video. While the intentions of Musk and most of his team are good, the fact that a chip capable of penetrating thoughts is being developed is still something that puzzles many. There is no record of such a thing in history, so it's not yet known what kind of problems it could cause, leaving a window open inside our heads. Do you think Musk's project should be fully tested and regulated before even thinking about offering it to the market? Or do you think it's better to implement it right away, so that the software learns from it over time? Leave your comments below, and recommend adding suggestions for future videos. Thank you very much for sticking around. Be sure to subscribe, and support us with your likes. See you next time.